Hey, Trader Crash, it's Drew82 here.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. So, did you want to lead in, or did you want me to?
No, you go for it.
Yeah. So today I just wanted to talk about the instant gratification culture that we have in our society, spurned by exponential growth in technology, IT, and our generally ever increasingly wired-in culture here, and its effect on society, i.e., leading to an attention deficit disorder uh, on a massive scale in society, because I think
Okay.
that definitely has led to that. So I wanted to see what you thought.
Well, we've talked about this offline many times before. I am a fan of social media. I'm a fan of technology for obvious reasons. First off, it's going to prolong my life. I'll live past 40, so I'm not right in my midlife crisis right now. And it'll make the quality of life better. And also, as someone who I consider myself to be mostly informed as a citizen, the internet and all forms of technology, TV, radio, and so forth, have allowed me to expand my knowledge base beyond what I normally would be capable otherwise, even from just reading. I enjoy reading, but sometimes I could get information crashing, and going online, watch TV, radio is a way to do that, and just absorb more information I couldn't just find myself. But at the same time, I see every day, both when I leave the house, I'm in the house, how technology is also ruining society, how social media especially is causing people to become more narcissistic, more attention deficit, as you mentioned before. And I try to avoid that myself by keeping myself informed, by reading, by looking at other alternative sources and making sure that I get as objective as possible when it comes to opinions and so forth, so I have the most information to draw my own conclusions about things. From the same point, too, I also realize the majority of people don't do that. You and I are like-minded in the sense that we both feel very similarly in that respect. However, I see majority of Americans and many people in the world not sharing that same philosophy, and I think that it's an amazing detriment.
Okay, so no, I agree. I totally agree. So let's talk about what the instant gratification culture is first, and then we'll get into what caused it, and then finally the effects on society.
Okay.
So basically, I believe that American society has become habituated to receiving and consuming information, products, whatever, just in general, at increasingly faster rates. I think this is evident when you look at, the the tremendous the tremendous just growth we've made in terms of technology in the past few years. Um, at ever more, more exponential rates. For instance, I remember when Nintendo was the bomb, and now look at what we have. Look at how
Yes.
far cell phones have come in 2 years.
Hmm.
So I mean, this instant gratification or this exponential growth in IT is a fact, and I think that it has had the effect on American society is that we're just used to getting whatever we want whenever we want it at a moment's notice, and I think it's
Yes.
turned us into an instant gratification culture, and I think there's serious implications to that.
Hmm. I agree. For the most part, I look at it not just instant gratification, but also as a form of narcissism as a result of it. Everyone wants to have, how many likes do you have on your Facebook page? How many friends do you have on your Facebook page? How many people check you out on YouTube? People use that as indicators for how popular
Well,
they
it's
are,
distorted.
how well off they are, and it's a false symbol,
It's a
a
total
false
an
symbol of how
artificial,
popular you
yeah, it's an artificial distortion,
are.
and it's raising children and adolescents to have this totally inflated self view or view of self worth. And I'm not saying that they're not, that, that they're worthless or anything, but you know what I mean. I mean, you have this totally distorted and superficial view of yourself, and it does lead to narcissism.
I
And
agree.
yeah. So, anyways, let's move on to the next segment where we'll talk about what caused it. We've already touched on that a little bit, but we'll go into more detail.
Sounds good.